Hello, everyone. This is Chris Cortez. I was the writer and director for this version you should never see of Breakdown of Conan. Breakdown of Conan, the version you should never see. And welcome to this 2015 kind of retrospective audio commentary. Whoo, boy, look at that hair. So this is bizarre. I'm talking about myself. I'm about to start talking about myself, talking about this movie, but this intro here was recorded, and it was basically me just kind of giving a public service announcement to whoever watches this movie and warns them that this is an incomplete film. What happened was Breakdown of Conan was the sequel to Band-Aid, more like a sequel spin-off that continues the story of the character Conan. And it was supposed to be a movie that Brian and I were going to co-direct. I had written the script, and I was going to direct all the parts where we would speak and interact, when the actors would act and whatnot. And then there was parts where Conan would run off screen and would go perform in a band. And during those segments, Brian was supposed to direct those. And basically what happened was I shot my stuff, and I started prepping up work for The Essence of Soul Swapping, which was going to be my next bigger movie, feature movie after this. And something happened that Brian just didn't get around to doing it, and we ended up just shooting Essence of Soul Swapping, and it a long time passed, and this movie just kind of stayed there. And Zombie Boyfriend ended up getting made as well, and I think it was around the time we were working on oh gosh, what was it? I think it was around the time we were working on what was it? Roommates. That I went back and I cut this together, and no, it was right before Roommates, right after The Essence of Soul Swapping, and basically I shot this that intro which was me kind of explaining, hey, look, this is the best we could do. But yeah, the audio is incomplete. A lot of it is just we did the best we could cutting it together. But I thought there were so many good performances in this movie that I really didn't want to not show it. And so, you know, I tried to put it together the best I could. Holta did such a great job. He carried the whole thing on his own very well. And so many appearances in this movie by a bunch of people that we worked for. And it really is like this giant ensemble of my friends just appearing in it. And it was a nice little thing to do right before we would shoot the Essence of Soul Swapping. And here, Brian and Lena... First time since the Essence of oh my god, what was the name of the movie? It was the first time since the Essence of Us that my sister made any form of an appearance in one of my movies. So obviously it had been quite some time since then, and she'd gotten a little bit older, and so I figured, well, you know, I could pair them, Brian and Lena, off, and it'll work. And she did a great job, and Brian did a great job. They really clicked well together here. And I remember she would always complain to me. She's like, dude, why don't you put me in your fucking movies? And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I swear it's not intentional. Like, I'll do it. And so this was kind of like the first chance I got to do something. And obviously I would later on work with her in Bachelor Party and Roommates and a bunch of other movies I would end up doing, but this was really the first time I gave her something subsequently bigger than the stuff we had done in the past, and I think she really appreciated it. And of course, Brian, you know, always killing it, doing a good job, even in stuff like this, where, you know, he doesn't have to go crazy or anything like that. And we were shooting this around my birthday, I think. This was in February when we were shooting this, and here we have Conan's first insanity thing, and I'm about to come back to sit down and explain to you guys why he punches and runs off. And I thought, oh my god, he just did such a good job. But here I come back and I kind of explain to everyone what's happening. And again, here it was supposed to be like an epic dance number, or not dance number, but an epic kind of rock out thing. It was going to be that it was a really badass song that I was going to get the LNC together again to to write it just like we had done with the Band-Aid theme song. And it was going to be a song that it was progressively going to get cooler and cooler and cooler, and add different instruments to it. And Brian did have ideas. He even showed me. I remember he demoed me some of the stuff, and everything sounded really cool. But just time kind of ate itself, and we weren't able to do it. Now here, this is the first time I worked with Lisa, and at the time she was dating the gentleman behind her that just walked away, John John. Now, I was, again, really impressed. John John came in, had his nerdy costume down, got some 3D glasses and punched out the holes, and I didn't even ask him to play a nerd. He kind of just created this character after telling him what he was going to do. And Lisa, this is the first time I had ever worked with her on anything. She already knew she was going to be in the essence of soul swapping, and I just wanted to, do something smaller with her and give her something that was a little bit... more compact so that we can kind of get to know each other in terms of, how I direct and all that stuff. And I'm not sure if I did a great job on that personally, but Lisa did a great job, and so did John John. And, of course, Holta did great. Very brief scene, but really cool, really dug in. Of course, she would come back in the next one I did. That was actually complete. So again, here, I think like the bass would be added or something, or the drums, and the song would escalate and get more and more epic. And Conan would leave, and it was a really trippy idea. The whole concept of Conan going off and doing stuff just seemed like so trippy. And that is not... Actually, no, that was alcohol. That was Coke and rum that I mixed together because I wanted a genuine reaction from me when I would be like, ugh. Because I was still a very light drinker. I just turned 21, I think, at the time that year. Not that stopped me before, of course. But here, oh, look who it is. It's me, and good lord, look at that hair. And there's my lovely, well, she wasn't my wife then, but she is now, Rebecca. Yeah, but for the last one, I knew it was going to be me and her coming out and me making my little cameo. My laugh I did, the woo, that whole thing, that was completely, I don't think it was planned. I just knew I was going to do like a silly little laugh. And Beck and I had rehearsed this numerous times, and I think we rehearsed with Lena as well in the house. And it just came off as very odd. Well, me more than anything else. Rebecca was more of the normal one. But, I wanted to stick Rebecca in, have her make her cameo, have me make my little cameo, as I always do. And good lord, I can't get over that hair. And this was, again, right before we're going to jump into making... Sorry, I'm still just focusing on that hair. This was going to be right when we were going to jump into the essence of soul swapping. And so this dude just had fun with it. But like I said, the laugh just kind of came out, and we did so many takes where people were just cracking up on the sides. They just thought it was such a bizarre laugh, and they found it really funny. And so, did the... Love what this thing here. He just stares off and kind of looks back like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Love that. But I think Rebecca actually started laughing because she thought I was just being a bit of a fool. But I really hammed it up here. It was just the reaction I was getting from people. But yeah, Becca was kind of laughing near the end there. It was kind of my way of getting that. And here, you guys can't really see it, but when Holter runs away, I actually get really close to Becca, and I wanted her to be like the manly man and me to be like the, oh, hold on to me, you hunk. You can see it really briefly. But see here, I'm holding on to her, and Becca's just cracking up. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for the movie. Breakdown of Conan, it's such a shame we were never able to finish it. I'm glad that the performances that were captured is here, and that I was able to salvage as much as I could. But it really was a movie that I think could have been one of the strangest movies that I would have done, and also just would have been really cool to co-direct something with Brian to kind of mix things together, and it would have been very different, our style and his style. But in a way, I think it kind of kept us on our toes because it was a very simple shoot, but I really did try to get the best performance out of the guys, and with the exception of me, of course, I think that everyone else really did bring a lot to the table, and really just made things very funny for this short, more so than I had written on the paper. But I'm really pleased with the performances I got out of everyone. Again, having all these people in one room and doing it was really, really cool to do. But yeah, all right. Well, I guess we'll wrap things up here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the DVD. And there's a water bottle, of course. Quick origin of that: we added that in because we needed extra space for the timing of Band-Aid, and it just kind of stuck around. We kept sticking it in, and this is technically the first time we used that logo. So, really cool. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.